I'm very excited. I think this is one of the best weekend of the season, and one of the best tracks, best crowds. So really looking forward to it. And yeah, hopefully it's gonna be a good weekend. The car is very strong. So, but of course we expect Red Bull, McLaren, Ferrari to be up there as well. So yeah, really looking forward to it. And also spring weekend. So it's gonna be a good challenge.
Game plan just to be as fast as possible. I think I've got 100% confidence in myself, but I'm still gaining confidence of how to get the car in the sweet spot. Last year, if you were to ask me ahead of a session, how confident are you that the car is going to be in a good place and you're going to nail the lap, that confidence level was far higher because I understood the car and the tyres much more than I do this year. But it's improving. Every race I do, I think Austria, historically, it was a tough track for me. It was a hot race and low grip, and they're the sort of conditions that I usually hate. My performance wasn't perfect, it wasn't great, but it was substantially better than it probably would have been if that race was 3 or 4 races before. So I'm really pleased with the progress I've made with my team to get the car and the setup in a better place.
Let's talk about performance. Of course, that great victory in Spain a couple of races ago, but then you referred to Austria as a reality check. What was the reality of Austria?
Obviously we had some great performances before, but the fact is we as you could see it in the race, we lose quite a lot of time. I think it's like 0.4 a lap we lose in a straight line. So it's hard to recover that through corners. I think we've got a great car fundamentally. It's just we just got to continue to work until maximize what we can and get the best results we can, score as many points as we can until we can close that deficit.
I think everyone's a little bit up and down at the moment, apart from Mercedes. They're kind of the constant challenge at the very front, but Austria was a little bit hard to read for us. Qualifying, we thought we'd be a bit stronger. In the race, maybe we thought we'd be a bit worse. Ferrari, we thought would be quite a lot stronger on Sunday than they were. Red Bull, or Max at least, was a lot quicker than we thought he would be. So it's changing a lot at the moment, I think, from track to track, with upgrades for everybody. So difficult to read, but I think we should be somewhere at the front. Where exactly, I don't know, but we're still missing that final step to really challenge for wins. But as long as we put our best foot forward, I think we're in the running for hopefully podiums, but we'll have to find out.
Describe how it feels to be racing at home as the reigning world champion.
Pretty damn cool. Every year here is cool, honestly. So the championship isn't the thing that makes it much better or much worse. It's just always a pleasure, always a joy to drive in front of your home fans, friends, family, the whole lot, and team as well. So I've always loved it. I've always enjoyed it since 2019, my first time here. But of course now, and after last year winning both the race and of course the championship, then I can almost just come here a little bit more relaxed and not feel like there's pressure to have to win my first home Grand Prix. But there's more want from inside to try and win it the second time.
It's a sprint weekend which I quite enjoy, but at the same time it's not a weekend where we expect to be particularly strong. I think for the same reasons a bit of Austria, where there were quite a lot of straights. Here it's a lot more straights, not that many corners to recover energy. So I expect a difficult weekend on our side. Unfortunately, the next 2 weekends on paper are not very favourable to our car, but we'll try our best. I've been working very, very hard over the last couple of weeks. On the Saturday of Austria, it was a lot better. On the Sunday in the race, we weren't so strong as a team, and I struggled with a few things as well. So I just keep working, keep my head down, and I hope that better days will come.
We have made good progress. But it's like that the whole season so far. It's like one team bringing quite a big upgrade, they jump ahead, and then another team comes, they go forward again. So We just need to be aware, of course, that can happen again with other teams. So we just keep focusing on our own package, try to optimize that further, and see if we can have more results like that.
It's going to be challenging with deployment tactics on a track like that, and considering we only have one session to adapt, it's going to be, we need to be ready for it to be sometimes frustrating and need to have backup plans, let's say, to bounce back. But yeah, I'm confident we'll have the package to fight. It should be a bit cooler than Red Bull Ring, and that should help our car.
We spent like a couple of good days. So Franco was in the sim, I think Tuesday. I was in the sim on Wednesday. It's been quite a lot of learning since Austria. I think the hot conditions, we struggled quite a lot more with the tires there. We understood a bit more about these new parts we brought on the car. So I think we should be in a better place here in Silverstone, a bit more like a bit closer to what we've seen since the start of the year. And it is going to be a slightly different Silverstone than what we've known over the past years, and hopefully we'll be able to, do a slightly better job than others in terms of how we approach it around here.
There's a lot of opportunity that comes with it, especially this weekend with how power sensitive the track is. I think for us, we obviously have a plan of how we're going to drive the car, but we don't know exactly how fast we're going to be, and so trying to set up sort of the perfect amount of energy through a lap is very tough. So making sure we nail FP1 and take as much learning into quali as we can will be very important.
As an event, this is for me the highlight. With my family coming by, with the home crowd, which hopefully give me 3 10s. That's apparently what Nigel used to say. So hopefully it's 3 or maybe 6 or a second and a half. That would be ideal. I'm excited, and I always find a bit more energy for this one. It's a busy one, but it's such a cool event and very special always to race at home. In terms of our chances, it's going to be a tough weekend. I think we're expecting that. We came off of the back of Spielberg, where on my side I really felt like I performed well, but we were the 8th fastest car. So if that's the case again, we're not going to score points this weekend. But you know what happened last year with all the weather and Nico scoring a podium. I think moments like that prove that anything can happen, and that we should always keep our head up and give it everything, because there can be chances, and that's what Formula One's about.
We all draw in the sim and understand a little bit how it feels, but until you don't go out on track, it's tricky to say. But we should be in a better place than Austria. So yeah, let's try to put everything together and understand a bit more where we need to improve in Austria. I think we have some good tools to try and make it better, and hopefully we can be in the point sign.
I'm extremely excited. It's going to be a very special moment for me. I remember being here in 2013 when I was 5, and sitting in Maggots and Beckett's with my dad. As I was watching the cars go past, when I was really sort of learning about my love for the sport and asking him questions, is it possible to be there one day? Could that be me? 13 years later, to be coming here as a Formula One driver will be incredibly special.
Tell us about the helmet design as well for this weekend.
Yes, so I've got a special helmet this week. It's quite different, but yeah, I wanted something that really reflected my journey to this point, almost like a map of it as such. As I've said before, when I was 5, 6, I believed I could be in Formula One. So I wanted the images to be almost like me envisioning my journey as my 5-year-old self. So I've got lots of these little sketches on the back of my helmet of pivotal moments that have helped me get here, and the phrases of sort of like dream big and that sort of stuff. So I think it's really cool, and looking forward to using it on track this week.
We've been off the back of a couple of tough races, but here we are trying to improve the situation by bringing an upgrade to the car that we hope it works, and it gets us back in the fight for fighting towards the top end of Q2 and hopefully something more. But I think as a team we know it's more a long-term fight that we are on to try and recover everything that we lost at the beginning of the year.
It's always been a good track for us. At least today it's been very windy, and so that kind of pulls the car apart quite a lot. Silverstone's notoriously windy, but it feels very windy today. It's going to be a challenge. I think the mixture of deployment and just getting the car into a happy place. How much of it can you actually fix with setup, and how much of it actually is just what the car is? That's generally the challenge we'll face.
I feel good. I feel ready. To kick off the weekend. I think being here with that much support is always awesome. I mean, the sun's gonna be shining. Can't be better. So I feel good. Everything is fine. We're doing the right job. With the team, we're doing everything we can to make sure that the car is healthy and as competitive as it can. For the weekend, we'll give it everything. To make sure that we are exploiting the maximum of the package. That's what I'm focusing on.
11th place. You've owned that for the last few races. How frustrated are you by the recent run?
I'm not frustrated. I think realistically in the last races, everything we could achieve, it was that. The Racing Bulls, they were a little bit ahead of us the whole weekend. And then obviously no one had any issues with the car during the race. So we just finished actually where I put the pace of the car. And yeah, I don't think we could have done much better than P11. Obviously, 3 P11s in a row, it's always so close to the points. I want to score points for the team. I know how important it is, but at the same time, we just need to keep building up the way we are. I think we progressed a lot from the beginning of the season. I think we are having many less issues, and now we are being able to put more clean weekends. And I think if we keep going in this direction, we're going to, at some point, step into the points, and then hopefully we can consistently stay there.
Very exciting time for the team. We started on the wrong foot this year, and yeah, we decided to wait for a proper package to come, and that's coming now in Budapest. And yeah, let's see what it brings to the car in terms of performance. It's a little bit unknown, as difficult to predict sometimes with this complex technology that we have in our cars. How it will translate into lap time, but. Yeah, looking forward. Also for my future, yes, I will make a decision in summer break, and it will help, to gain a little bit of confidence and momentum, into the comeback of the team, from the bottom to the top, hopefully with this first package.
Quick turnaround, obviously, it being back-to-back. The usual preparations, but obviously, analyzing what happened the last week, race Sunday. I think the prep for here already was also partially happened before Austria. It's the first sprint ever here in Silverstone, which is, interesting. Spices things up, I think, in a way more. Less practice and track time. So, look forward to it. I mean, I've always enjoyed Silverstone, high speed, flowing track. So yeah, ready for it.
Austria was a tough one for you guys. Are you confident that you've overcome the reasons for the problems you had last weekend?
We've made some modifications to the brake cooling here, but anyway, it's a much lower stress for the brakes on this track, so we should be okay here. But of course, we got to be prepared for the next hot races, potentially Budapest being troublesome. But yeah, it's been a big issue, obviously, not having finished the last 3 races. So, but the team was working as hard as we can to solve these issues, and we just got to move on.
You didn't get as much running as you wanted last weekend, but the upgrade package you ran there, do you think it'll give you lap time here at Silverstone?
It will, for sure. We only did two laps of the race, so we couldn't really say anything about the race pace. So let's see here. Very different type of track. But yeah, for sure, any little upgrade we bought the car so far has been helping, so it should be the same here.
I think the issues we had in Austria are irrelevant for here because it's a very different circuit. I think we should be on a good form, and always on sprint events there are opportunities, so we just have to get our luck together for FP1 and then see what happens for a sprint event.
Let's talk about the upgrade. Adrian Newey spoke earlier this week about what's coming in Hungary. Does it feel for you that there's a light at the end of the tunnel? What are you expecting in terms of performance when it arrives?
We'll find out. We'll find out in Hungary. We have the aero in Hungary and then engine in Zandvoort. So we'll know more then. Hopefully we get more in the mix.
Have you put any of it through the simulator yet?
Yeah, it's supposed to go a lot faster. How much faster is always difficult to to estimate before it hits the track. So yeah, I just hope we take a good step forward, and it gives us some some opportunity to fight every weekend, maybe score some points if it's good, or if it's great, better than that.